This conference will now be recorded.
So let's see the remaining tags and then the properties. How to use these tags. Now let's see. So as of now we have discussed only the page tag and then how to use a page tag and the properties we have discussed. Now let's see the next tag, section header. The next tag is section header tag. What is the use of this section header tag? What is the purpose basically? Those are called as title. Okay. Instead of header and subheader, we can say it as title. So now whenever we are going to be having a page, then we can indicate what is the purpose of this page. Like for example, whenever I'm creating a new account record, it is indicating. It is indicating the purpose of this account edit. That means account record is in the editable format because I'm going to be creating a new account record. Okay. Suppose for example, if I'm opening an existing account record, like some edge communications, once you click on this edit button, it is indicating account page layout is in editable format because the user is updating the details of the edge communications account. Okay. So in this case here I am going to be updating the existing account. Previously I am creating a new account. So it is indicating why this particular page is in the editable format, what is the purpose, what kind of operations you are doing right now. You are creating a new record or where you are updating an existing record. To indicate that we are using this title. This is called as title part, this is called as subtitle. In order to provide the title and the subtitle information of your page, we are using a tag called as section header tag. Okay, we are using this section header tag, which is used to provide the title and the subtitle information. Okay, now make a note of this one. By using this tag, we can provide the title and subtitle information for the page. By using this tag, we can provide the title and subtitle information for the page. Now the properties. As part of properties, the first property is title property. Title property is used to specify the title information, and the second one is subtitle property. We can specify the subtitle information. In order to specify the title and the subtitle information, we are using the section header tag. But where we can specify the section header tag? Outside the page tag or inside the page tag? Inside the page tag, right. So now we can specify. It should be the child component to page tag. It should be child component to the page tag. That means it should be the child of page. Inside the page tag, we have to use this section header. For example, I would like to specify section header. Title equals to accounts. Subtitle equals to all accounts. We can specify the title information and the subtitle information of the page. Done? Yeah. So let's see how can we use this section header tag. We'll see a practical example. So let me go to my Visual Force page. I would like to indicate a Visual Force page, page tags and properties. Page tags and properties page. I'm creating a new Visual Force page. So with this name, there is no page has been defined as of now. So now I would like to create a new page with this name. So click on the name of that link so that it will create a new page for you. And then to write that page code, to design that page code, whatever the editors are required, the editor will be available inside the bottom of the browser. So now expand that editor, write the code. So I'm increasing the font, and then I'm removing the default code which has been given by Salesforce. I don't want to show any default code. I want to save it. This is the default code. Here I have removed that. So now the page is an empty page right now. Nothing is getting visible over. I want to indicate the default properties. Setup equals to false. Sidebar equals to false. I don't want the sidebar. I don't want the setup also. I want to apply the tab style. What object tab style I want to apply? The hiring manager object tab style. Hiring manager __ C. Hiring manager object tab style I want to apply. And along with that, I want to show that header part. Show header equals to true. I'm giving this a 4 properties over here. Now, so this is my page is available. But when coming to the page, we don't have any title in the subtitle. I want to provide the title in the subtitle part. For that one, I'm using the tag. Inside that page tag, I'm preparing so inside that page tag, I'm preparing the section header. I'm giving the title part. Title equals to tags or page tags. I'm indicating the subtitle. Subtitle equals to tag properties. Okay, tag properties. I'm giving the title in the subtitle. Whenever you are opening any of the tab, it will be representing the tab home page to you. And then here you can able to see the title and the subtitle along with that image also. So now for every object you will be having a different image is available. Image will be getting visible. Like the similar way, so now whenever I'm going to be using any of the object tab style, the tab style will be getting applied for my Visual Force page. Whatever the image is available for this tab style, the image will be getting visible inside the section header part. Now let's save this code. Once you click on that save, it is indicating that. It will provide the title part and the subtitle part also. Along with that, whatever the image is available for that tab style, that image will be getting visible to you over here. Okay, we can see that image also. Image will be getting visible automatically. Suppose, for example, assume that I'm using the solution object tab style. So now it is indicating the solution object, the style color will be getting applicable, that image will be getting visible. Suppose, for example, if I'm using the candidate object. Now the candidate object's image will be getting visible, the color will be getting applicable. So that whatever the object's tab style that you are using, the tab style's color and the image will be getting visible to you inside the Visual Force page. Okay, along with the title and the subtitle, whatever you have specified, the title information, subtitle information will be visible. Okay, clear? Understood the concept now? Next one, form tag. What is the use of this form tag? What is the use of this form tag? Okay. In order to place all the input controls and output controls, we are using that form tag. Okay, form is a tag in which we are going to be designing the actual user interface by placing the various visual appearance controls. The visual appearance control may be either a button or a text box or a label or a checkbox, radio button, pick list, whatever, anything. We can able to place all the input controls and output controls inside that form. So that to design the actual user interface, whatever the input controls and output controls you are going to use, all these things has to be get placed inside that form tag. Okay. Now tell me, in a Visual Force page, how many form tags that we can use? Only one or multiple? Multiple form tags also we can able to use. Okay, that possibility is available. Okay. Now make a note of it. This tag is used to include all the input controls and output controls. Use it to include all the input controls and output controls inside the page to be used to design the required user interface. To be used to design the required user interface. A Visual Force page can have one or more form tags. A Visual Force page can have one or more form tags. And the properties. The first property is ID property to specify the reference name. And the second property is the description property. In order to give the description of the form. Third one, method property. To specify the method. Such as either get or post. To specify that method information, we are using that method property. For example, we have to specify appends form ID equals to, I would like to indicate that page form and closing this tab. In between that form tag, we have to place the required user interfaces. You can place all input or output controls. In order to place all the input controls and output controls, we are using the form tag. For ID property, we have to give the value. Generally, for the records, ID will be generating by Salesforce. But when coming to the tags, ID value we have to give. This is our reference name. Okay, so that we have to give the ID value. That means the reference name we can provide based on our requirement. Any value we can do, A, B, C, X, Y, Z, anything, whatever we can provide, no problem. the page block. So what is the use of this page block tag? Okay. In order to divide this entire Visual Force space into the various small parts. Because in each part I want to display some different content in a different format. Okay. So in this case, in order to divide that Visual Force page content into the various small parts, we are using that page block tag. Okay. Now tell me, inside a single Visual Force page, how many page blocks you can have? Multiple page blocks. Like when you go to your detail page of your record, when you open any detail page of your record, up to the record detail information, up to this part, okay, up to this part, this is the page block. Up to this part, this is the page block. And then position history, this is a separate page block. Notes and attachment, this is a separate page block. Candidate, this is a separate page block. That means what? Multiple page blocks you can able to have inside a single Visual Force page. Here I am representing the content in a different format. Here I am showing the content in a different format. Here the content in different format. Here the content in different format. Okay. So in this case, to represent the different content on the same page with a different formats, we can able to divide this page into the various parts with the help of page blocks. Okay. Now make a note of this page block tag. This tag is used to divide the Visual Force page into various smaller blocks or the smaller parts, so that we can represent the different content in each block in a different format. In this case, a Visual Force page can have one or more page blocks. Okay. It should be a child component to the form tag. It should be a child component to the form tag. Now, the properties. The first property is ID property. We can specify the reference name for your page block to recognize each and every page block uniquely. Depends upon your requirement, we can able to identify each and every page block uniquely by using that reference name. Next, the title property. Because when you go to the page block, for every page block they are having a title, like as position history, notes and attachments, candidates. There is a title is available. To specify this title information for your page block, we are using the title property. Title property is used to specify the title information. In order to provide the title information, we are using the title property. Next, rendered property. Rendered property is used to indicate whether you want me to display that page block or not. If you want to display the page block, then you can specify the value as true or else specify the value as false. Okay. To indicate whether the page block will get visible on the Visual Force page or not, we can decide with the help of the rendered property. Clear? Now. So now let's see practically how can we define the page blocks. So let me go to the Visual Force page. So as of now, I'm having only the section header part is available. Now I would like to place the form tag. Affects form. I'm having the form tag. So now inside that form tag, I'm placing my page block. I'm indicating that page block. This is the first page block I'm placing inside this. For this page block, I would like to provide the title. Title equals to, I would like to indicate account details. I'm indicating the title as account details. Now, once the code has been getting saved, it is prepared in the page block. The page block has been getting prepared with the title whatever we have specified. Suppose I want to place one more page block. So after this page block, I want to give one more page block. Page block. I'm giving the title here, like as related contacts. I'm giving one more page block. Now another page block will be getting placed. After this one, I'm placing one more page block. I'm placing one more page block. Title equals to related cases. I'm preparing one more page block. Page block. Title equals to related opportunities. Okay. So now 4 page blocks I have created. You can see all the 4 page blocks also inside your Visual Force page. Inside the page, we can able to see all those 4 page blocks. So now account details, related contacts, related cases, related opportunities. We can able to place the multiple page blocks also. Suppose if you don't want to display this page block that is related cases, then we can able to indicate what is the property here. Where? What is the property here? Related cases. Now, rendered equals to false. If I'm saving this content, related cases, related page block will not be visible to you. We are having the account details, related contacts, related opportunities. Related cases, related list will not be visible to you because we have many tasks. The rendered equals to false. I want to display that. Okay, rendered equals to true. So now we can able to see that page block. Also, all the 4 page blocks you can able to see. So in order to decide to display the content or not, to display the control or not, to display the page block or not, we are using the property called as rendered. Okay, rendered property is used to indicate whether that component will be visible on the page or not. That component may be a text box also, that component may be a button also, that component may be a label also, component may be a page block also, whatever, anything. We can able to decide whether that component will be visible or not, we can decide with the help of rendered property. Okay? Clear? No. Page capital will be applicable only for the page, not for the page blocks.
Previous object candidate puts it from the candidate.
Sorry?
Object to candidate convert use. Image को convert
करना. There that will be related list. That is a related list. That is not a page block. That is a related list. But related list will be having that page block component is another. So for that one, if you want to place a related list, we have to use a separated tag. There is a tag is called as related list. Okay, there is a tag called a related list tag. By using the related list tag, you can place the related list component. That will be the next class concept. Okay. There we can see that image also on. Okay, clear? How to display the page blocks onto your Visual Force page? Clear up to now? So I have placed the 4 page blocks. The first one is account details page block. Second one is related contacts. Third one is related cases. Fourth one is related opportunities. Okay. Suppose if you want to give any references, okay, if you want to give any references, then we can give the references also. For this one, I'm giving the reference. ID equals to, I'm indicating like PG block accounts. Okay. PG block accounts. I'm giving the reference name. Like the similar, for this one, I'm giving the reference name. ID equals to PG block contacts. Okay. I'm giving some reference name. We can give any name whatever you want for your page blocks. Okay. For every component, we can able to indicate that page block the IDs. Because if you want to refresh this component specifically, then we have to use this ID value. Based on the ID, we can refresh only that particular component. Instead of refreshing the whole page, we can refresh only that particular part itself. Okay. For that reason here, this ID property will be very, very useful. Now, for example, let me show you some small example. So assume that I'm having these accounts. I'm having so many account records are available inside my object. Okay. I'm having so many account records are available inside my object. So initially, the first 10 records are getting visible. I want to see the next 10 records. Then what we can do? Next. Now tell me when I click on next button, the whole page will refresh or only the table part will refresh. Table part. Now, once you click on that next button, only this particular part will be getting refreshed. This means this is the page block. In this page block, they are having some button control that placing some table format also. When I click on this button control, I don't want to refresh the whole page. I want to refresh one specific part. This is the page block. So, whenever if we want to refresh only this particular page block, then we have to use the ID. Okay, we have to use the ID of the page block. So, this is the ID, this is the component which I would like to refresh. Okay, which I would like to refresh. So that here, ID will be very, very useful whenever if you want to refresh the components, okay, based on your requirement. So for that reason, we are going to be allocating some ID values also for this. I'm placing this flow. Clear? Now, next one. Page block section tag. So now tell me what is the page block section tag? What is the use? Page block section. Okay. So in order to divide that page block into the various small sections. As of now, we have divided the complete Visual Force page into the various parts by using page blocks. Again, the page block comes subdivided into the various small parts. At that time, we can use a tag called as page block section tag. Page block section tag is used to subdivide the page block into the various small sections. Like for example, when you go to my Visual Force page, whenever I'm trying to be creating a record, this is the starting of a page block. This is the starting of the page block. This blue color line is indicating the starting of a page block. In this page block, I'm having so many fields. These are the fields I have represented. But all the fields I haven't placed inside a single section. I have divided this page block into the multiple sections. Up to what we are having this page block, the page block is available up to this particular color. Okay. Up to this gray color, we are having this page block. Now this page block I am dividing into the various small parts. Like as account information section is one section, and then address information section, additional information section, description information section. Like that here we can able to place multiple sections inside the page block. So to prepare each and every section we are using a tag called as page block section tag. Now tell me inside a single page block how many page block sections we can have? Only one or multiple we can able to have. So each and every section will be having some set of properties. What are the various properties are available? Now let's see practically what we want. Okay. Now make a note. Page block section. This tag is used to subdivide the page block into the various smaller sections. Into the various smaller sections. So that we can represent the required fields. So now tell me page block section has to be placed where? Inside the page block or outside the page block? Inside the page block. Okay. It should be a child component to the page block. The page block can have one or more page block sections inside it. A page block can have one or more page block sections inside it. Now the properties. Done? Now the properties. The first property is ID property, which is used to specify the reference name based on which we can identify this page block section. Second one, title property. Because when you go to any page block, every page block will be having some title, like as account information, address information, additional information. Like that, we are having the various titles are available. To specify this title information, we are using the title property. Okay, title property is used to specify the title for the section. In order to specify the title for the section, we are using the title property. Next, inside that section, we are going to be arranging the fields. In how many columns we want to arrange the fields? Either 1 column, 2 columns, 3 columns, 5 columns, 10 columns, 20 columns, or what? We can decide. For that one, to specify the number of columns to be used to arrange the fields, we have to use a property called as columns. Here we can specify either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that we can specify either 10 or 20, depends upon your requirement. This is a place where exactly we can do the enhancements of your limitation of your page block customization. As part of page block customization that we have discussed, we can able to arrange the fields in maximum of 2 columns, not more than that, through configuration. But with the help of Visual Force programming, we can arrange the fields in more number of columns also with the help of this property, columns property inside that page black section. Next, the fourth property. Now in this case, when you go to this page black section, this is the page black section that we have, account information. Now when you open that, when you see the same section in the detail page, when you see the same section in the detail page, it is indicating like this, account information section along with the collapsible option, expanded collapsible option is available to you. So now in this case, whenever we are interfacing a section, for this section you want this kind of collapsible option or not. If you want the collapsible option, then we can indicate. For that one, there is a property called as collapsible property, which is a Boolean property. We can able to indicate whether you want the collapsible option or not. If you want, we can specify true or else you can specify false. And the fifth property is rendered property. The rendered property, you know that rendered property already, because here we are going to be indicating the rendered property to indicate whether the section will be visible or not. So now these are the various properties are available. ID property, title, columns property, number of columns to be used to arrange the fields, collapsible property to indicate whether the section header should be having that collapsible option or not. And then rendered property, we can specify whether this section has to be get visible or not. So these are the various properties are available as part of your page block section. Okay, clear? So let's see a practical part here. How can we have the page block sections? So now I'm having so many page blocks are available. I don't want all. Let me remove some of the page blocks. So I'm having only one page block is available as of inside my page. I'm having only one page block, that is account details page block. Now inside this account details page block, I would like to have some sections like this. I want to place some sections: account information section, address information section, additional information section, description information section, system information section. Like that, I want to place some sections inside my page block. So let's go to the page block. Now I would like to add that page block sections where we can write that tag code. Outside of the page block tag or inside the page block tag? Inside. So go to that page block, inside that. That is starting of the page block tag, ending of the page block tag. In between that, we need to write this code. I am going to specify the page block section. For that one, I am using page block section. So for this page block section, we can specify that. I am indicating the title. Title equals to account information. Okay, account information. And the number of columns to be used to arrange the fields. I would like to arrange the fields in 2 columns. And then collapsible. Collapsible equals to true. I want that collapsible option. Okay, I want that collapsible option. I'm placing a section with the name account information section, and then I want to arrange the fields in 2 columns. I want this collapsible option also for this particular section. Now let's save this one. Now once you click on save, the page block section will be getting added over. Inside the page block, we are having the section with the name account information. Here we can able to arrange the fields in 2 columns, which will be having the collapsible option also. Expanded collapsible option will be available to you. Like the similar way, I want to place some more sections also inside this. Now, after this page block section, I am adding one more section here. Apex page block section. I am indicating the title, address information section, and the number of columns to be used to arrange the fields. Number of columns equals to 2, and then collapsible option equals to, okay. Now I have placed that second section here. I am having that account information section, address information section, both are available. Next I am adding 2 more sections. Apex page block section. I am indicating the title, additional information section, and the number of columns to be used to arrange the fields is 1, and the collapsible. I don't want the collapsible option for this one. I'm indicating collapsible option equals to 5. Next. And I'm placing one more section. Page black section. I'm giving the title like as description information section. And the number of columns to be used to arrange the fields equals to 2, and the collapsible equals to, I wanted collapsible option. So I'm indicating that. These are the 4 sections there. I have placed 4 sections. First one is account information section. Second one is address information section. Third one is a traditional information section. Fourth one is description information section. These are the 4 sections. Now when you go to your Visual Force page, we can able to see all these 4 sections. Whatever the 4 sections are specified, these 4 sections are visible. And then for the first 2 sections, I have placed that collapsible equals to true. And for the third section, I don't want the collapsible option, so that I have indicated as false. And for the 4th section, I wanted collapsible option. Okay, description field, all this information will be getting visible. Okay, so now this is the way we can able to place the page bar and then page black sections inside. Suppose if you want to apply the solution object tab style, then we can apply the solution object tab style. Whenever I'm applying the solution object tab style, that color will be getting applicable automatically by default. Suppose if you want to apply like as the campaign object tab style, then you can specify the campaign. So now the campaign object tab style will be getting applicable for your page and then the pattern, because the page black sections also. Everywhere, depends upon your requirement, we can able to apply what object tab style to get applicable. Okay? Clear? Understood the concept now? Creating the page, specifying the section header, page black sections, all these things. Clear up to now? But whenever we are going to using the tags, please follow the proper indentation. Indentation means don't start each and every tag from the starting line. Because if you are going to starting everything from the starting line, then you will be get confused because which one is the starting, which one is the ending. For that reason, please give a tab space. Okay, tab space means 4 characters. The default tab space means 4 characters. When you press that tab button, automatically cursor will be moving forward to that 4 characters. We can set it to 8 characters, 6 characters, 10 characters, depends upon your requirement. Okay. So now in this case, we have to specify that. Press the tab key, then we can able to specify that. Okay, we get 1 page black section. This is the 2nd page black section, 3rd page black section, 4th page black section. All these are 4 page black sections are placed here inside the page black tag, so that we can able to see very easily over here. This is the page black starting here, and here the page black ending. Okay, page black starting and the page black ending is available. So in between that we are having the page black sections. Okay, so now please follow this kind of proper indentation format, so it will be very easy to understand the starting tag and the ending tag. Okay. Next one. Page black buttons tag. Now tell me what is the use of this page black buttons tag? Okay. Okay. So in this case, whenever if you are having a Visual Force page by placing some various user interface controls, in order to invoke some actions, in order to perform some actions, in order to do some commands, we are using some buttons. Instead of pressing the button controls in the different places in the user interface, we can accommodate all the button controls at one place by reserving some space. So in order to reserve that space to place all the button controls at one place, we are using a tag called as page block button stack. Page block button stack is used to reserve some space to be used to place all the button controls at one place. What are the buttons you want to use on your user interface to perform some actions like to save the record, to cancel, to edit, to delete, to perform those operations, what are the buttons you would like to arrange, all the button controls you can able to place at one place with the help of a tag called as page block button stack. Okay? So for that reason we are using the page block button stack, because inside the page block we can reserve some space which is used to place the button controls. Okay? Now. So now in this case, when coming to the page block button stack, it is having some properties. It is having some properties. When coming to the page block button stack, it is having majorly three properties will be available. The three properties majorly. First one is the ID property. Second one, title property. Okay, title property. And the third one, location property. Okay, location property. So what do you mean by this location property? Let me explain. When you go to the button controls to perform the operations on my account record, how many places I'm having the button controls here? This is one place. This is the second. That means on the top of the page also I'm having the buttons. At the bottom of the page also I'm having the button. Okay. On the top of the page also I'm having the button, and the bottom of the page also I'm having the button. Sometimes my client said that I don't want the buttons at the top. I want only at the bottom. Okay. I want that button controls only at the bottom. Sometimes my client said that I want the buttons only at the top. I don't want at the bottom. In this case, to indicate where exactly the buttons have to get visible, okay, what location? At the top, at the bottom, or at both the locations. Depends upon your requirement, we can specify. For that reason, we are having a property called as location property for that page block buttons, so that we can able to represent the buttons at both the places or at one place, whatever you want, based on your requirement. Okay? Now let's take this one. Make a note of this one. Page block buttons. This tag is used to reserve the space inside the page block to be used to accommodate all the button controls at one place. At one place to be used to invoke the actions. To be used to invoke the actions. So now tell me, this tag has to be right under what tag? Page block button should be right under page block tag, right? Okay. Inside the page block, we need to write this page block buttons. Okay. This tag should be the child component to the page block. This tag should be the child component to the page block. Inside the page block only we have to use page block buttons. The properties. The first property is ID property, which is used to give the reference name. Second property is the title property to specify the title for the buttons section. Third one is location property. Location property will be having three values, either top or bottom or both. If you did not specify anything, then the default option is both. Both will be the default option. And a common property, rendered. Rendered is a common property. These are the four properties that we have when coming to the page block button stack. This page block button stand should be always right or always accommodate inside that page block. Done?
Change the alignment. Which is showing at the center. Can you change the alignment to right?
You can change. Alignments you can change by using that center property or by using that styles also we can apply. Alignments everything. Clear? The next one. Command button tab. So what is the use of this command button tab? What is the use? Command button. Okay, to perform some actions, okay? To represent a button control. Okay, to represent a button control. In order to place a button control, why we are using the button controls? To give some instructions, to invoke some commands, to invoke some actions, to perform some operations. So that operations we are going to be performing based on our requirement. That operations code I'm writing inside an Apex programming through an Apex class inside a method. That method we can able to invoke. For that one, we are going to be using this command button. Command button is used to place a button control on the Visual Force page, which is used to invoke some actions, which is used to perform some operations on the input value entered by the user. We are using that command button tag. With the help of a command button, we can place one button control. If you want to place multiple button controls, we can able to use multiple command button tags. Like for example, here we are having edit. This is nothing but one command button. Delete. This is another command button. Include append, another command button. New contact, another command button. New opportunity, another command button. These are nothing but the various command buttons that we have right now. So in order to place these command buttons, to place the button controls on the user interface, we are using that command button tag. Okay? Clear? No. This tag is used to place a button control on the page to be used to invoke the actions based on the requirement. This tag is used to place a button control on the page to be used to invoke the actions based on the requirement. So now tell me, inside a single page block, how many buttons we can place? Only one or multiple? Multiple buttons also we can place. Now, the property. First property is ID property. ID property is used to specify the reference name. In order to identify each and every button control uniquely, okay, we are using this ID property. Next, second one, value property. So when you go to the button control, every button is having some caption, right? Like as they delete, include, append, some caption is available. To specify that caption, we are using that value property. Value property is used to indicate the caption for the button control. To specify the caption. Caption for the button. In order to specify the caption for the button control, name of the button control, we are using that value property. Next one. Action property. Action property. So now action property is used to what? For example, when you click on that button control, save button, what I need to do, I need to save the record. Okay, how to save the record? For that one, I have written some business logic. Where? Inside a class. Inside the class, how we are writing? Inside that method. So this is the method, please call that method, okay, in order to save the record. So upon click on the save button, please call this method. So now to indicate that method name, we are using a property called as action property. Action property is used to indicate upon click on the button control what action you want me to perform, what operation you want me to perform. For that one, we need some business logic. Where we have written that business logic, in which method the business logic is available. We have to specify that method name inside this. So in order to indicate which method has to get invoked, upon click on the button control, we have to specify that method name. Method name we have to specify like as a wedge field format. This syntax already you are aware of as part of your email concepts, nothing but email templates. During the email templates, we have used that concept called as wedge field. The same syntax we have used over here also. The entire Visual Force is purely depends on this wedge field syntax. Okay. Now, so here we can specify the method name. Which method you would like to invoke? Upon click on the button control, what method you want me to call to specify the method name. To specify the method name, we are using the action property. Next one, rendered property. Rendered property is used to indicate whether this button control should be get visible or not. To display the button control or not, to decide that we are using this rendered property. Okay. Now the next one. Re-render property. Re-render property. What do you mean by re-render property? Refreshing. What we are going to refresh in this case? Particular component. Okay. Rendering means what? Display. Re-render means re-display. That means refresh. Now, once you click on the button control, it is performing some action. Once the action has been performed, it will be trying to be loading the whole page again. The whole page will be getting refreshed. I don't want to refresh the whole page. Please refresh only that particular component. How can we identify that component based on the reference name? So we can specify the reference name. That means once I click on the button control, then please execute this method. Once the operation has been done, don't refresh the whole page. Please refresh only this particular component over here. If you want to refresh the multiple component, then you can specify the multiple component reference name by separating a comma over here. Upon click on the button control, it will invoke this action to perform this operation by invoking the method. Once the operation has been done, it won't refresh the whole page. Whatever the component reference names you have indicated, only these components will be getting refreshed. Remaining page will not be getting refreshed. So that I don't want to refresh the whole page, I want to refresh only that particular component, so that we can specify that component reference name. For that, for every component, we are giving a reference name over here. We are using the reference ID by using that ID property. Specify those component names which you would like to refresh. Okay? Clear? Understood the concept here? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. Now, so now here in this case, whenever we are going to be using this button controls, so we are having these 5 properties: ID property, value property, action property, render, re-render. Now, so in the interview point of view, it's a common question. Difference between render, re-render, and render as. You know all these things. Okay? It's a common question. We are having the difference between render, re-render, and render as. Almost all the three words will be looking like the same, but there is a different functionality. For every property, there is a different functionality. Now tell me, what is this render, re-render, render as? Tell me what is this rendered property? Simply we can't say display. Now please give me a meaningful sentence. Rendered property is for what? To indicate whether a component to be visible on the page or not. In order to display a component on the page or not, it may be a button, it may be a text box, it may be a label, it may be anything, page block also, page block section also, whatever. In order to indicate whether a component to be visible on the page or not, we are using a property called as rendered property, which will be accepting the Boolean values, true or false. Next, re-render. Re-render property is for what? Re-render property is available for the button controls because once the button control has been invoked some actions, once the action has been getting performed, instead of refreshing the whole page, I want to refresh only some specific parts of my page. I want to refresh only some specific components. For that one, to refresh the specific components on the page, we are using the re-render property. Next, render as property. Render as property is available only for the page tag, which is used to indicate to display the Visualforce page content as a PDF file format. Okay, these are the three properties are available. This is very common question in every interview. Okay, difference between render, re-render, and then render as. Okay. Done? Now, so now let me place some button controls on my Visualforce page. I'm going to my Visualforce page. I want to place some button controls inside this. I want to place some button controls inside this. I'm going to my page block. Inside the page block, I'm going to place in the page block buttons section. Affects page block buttons. Okay. Inside the page block buttons, I'm going to place in the button controls. Okay. In between the page block buttons, I'm placing the button controls like as command button. Command button value equals to save. Apex command button value equals to cancel. Apex command button value equals to delete. Apex command button value equals to search. These are the 4 button controls I'm placing inside my page block. So now inside my page block, I'm having the page block buttons section, and then I'm placing these other 4 buttons. Like the command button value equals to save. Nothing but these are the captions for my button controls inside. Now let's go to your user interface. You can able to see the button controls also. Save, cancel, delete, and the search. Now the button controls are visible at both the places. So the top of the page also I'm having the buttons, at the bottom of the page also I'm having the buttons. I don't want the buttons at both the places. I want only at the top. Then what we can do now? Location property where? What is the tag in which we are having this location property? Command button, page block buttons. Okay, the page block buttons, they're having the property called as location property. Location equals to top. So once you specify that location equals to top, then the buttons will be getting visible only at the top of the page, not at the bottom. Suppose if you want to place the buttons at the bottom, please specify the bottom. Okay, bottom. Location equals to bottom, so the buttons will be getting placed only at the bottom place, not at the top place. Suppose if you want to place it both the places, simply we can specify the value both. Okay. So the buttons will be getting placed in both the locations also, at the top as well as at the bottom. The default location value is both. Okay, the default location value is both, so that the buttons will be getting visible at the both the places have to be. Okay, clear? Clear up to this one? Now, the next one, command link. So what is the use of this command link tag now? Not only to redirect, that is output link to redirect.
Do some actions.
Okay.
Just like
Okay.
another option of looking display as a
Hyperlink. Right. Now, in this case, so now this command button, command link, both are same, but just the appearance is different. Okay, appearance is different. Command button will be representing like as a rectangular form. Command link will be looking like as a hyperlink form. Okay, that's it. So the remaining functionality is same, no change. So now this command link depends upon the requirement. Sometimes we need to place that command buttons. Sometimes we need to place that command links. Like for example, when you go to your Gmail application, at the left side you will be having a panel. There you will be having so many options like as inbox, and then you are having sent items, all mails, and then trash, bin. Like there's so many options available. Those are purely like as your command links, not the buttons. So that here also we can able to place some button controls. Okay, we can able to place some button controls with some different appearance, like as in the form of a hyperlink form. So at that time we can use the help of command link tag. Command link tag is used to place the button controls on the user first page, which will be looking like as your hyperlink. So upon click on that link, it will be performing some action for you. Whatever the functionalities are available for the page block, the button controls, the same functionality is available for the command links also, but just the look and feel will be different, nothing else. Okay? Now in this case, this tag is used to place a button control on the page which should be visible as a hyperlink. Which should be visible as a hyperlink. And upon click on the hyperlink, it will invoke the actions. It will invoke the actions. Upon click on the hyperlink, it will invoke the actions. And this Sunday we are having the session, a long session we are having that. So now 10:30 to 1:30. Okay. Saturday, I will let you know, because Saturday there is a demo session is available here. Based on that, we will plan accordingly. So are you working in the afternoon session on Saturday? 2 o'clock also, 4 o'clock. Fine. Okay. We'll have the session in the 2 o'clock, in the afternoon session. Okay. Basically, afternoon is not a productive time. The people will be in the sleeping mood always. Okay. Now, even though, okay, let's have a try. Okay. So now on Saturday we'll be having the session at 2 o'clock, and then Sunday 10:30. Okay. because so that we can cover some more topics as well. So now let's go to the properties. The first property is ID property, which is used to provide the reference name. Second one is the value property to specify the caption for the button. And the third one, action property, which is used to specify the method name to be used to invoke upon click on the button control. And the rendered property to indicate whether this hyperlink or the button should be get visible or not. Re-render. We can specify the component type. Component reference name to refresh. Component reference name to refresh. So these are the various properties are available as part of your command link. Done? No. So now let's see. Let me place some controls. I don't want to use this button controls. I want to place that command links. So let me comment this code. I want to comment with the 4 lines of code because I don't want to show the button controls. How to use that commenting statements? Now generally when you go to the topics programming, we are using 2 ways of comment. Single line comment or multi-line comment. If it is a single line comment, I am using the 2 forward slashes. If it is a multi-line comment, we are using a forward slash and a star, and then at the end we are specifying the star and a forward slash. So now this is the part. In the single line comment, this is a multi-line comment. But when you go to the Visual Force, we have to follow that XML style of comments. Okay, XML style of comments. Whenever if you want to comment some specific line, it may be single line, multiple lines, same format. We have to specify that less than symbol, an exclamation, 2 hyphens. This is the starting and then this is the ending. Okay, 2 hyphens and a greater than. In between that, we can able to specify the lines which you would like to comment. It may be a single line also same commenting style. If it is a multiple lines also same commenting style as part of your Visual Force. Because this commenting style is derived from the XML. In XML, we are using that same format to do some lines of code to make it commented. In Visual Force also, you have to follow the same commenting style. So now let me place this one. I want to place this, I want to comment these 4 lines of code. So now the commented lines of code will not be get compiled, this will not be getting executed. These 4 lines of code has been commented right now. I'm indicating that. Comment lines. So now whenever we are going to be commenting few lines of code, commented lines of code will not be get compiled, will not be get executed, so that we can't see those button controls on your Visual Force page. Button controls will not be visible. I want to display the command links. For that one, I am using that command links tab. Affects command link. Value equals to next. Apex command link value equals to previous. For example, I'm specifying first previous apex command link value equals to next apex command link value equals to last. So these are the 4 command links I'm specifying over here. Now when you place this one, it is indicating that 4 command links are available, but this has been appended automatically. But I want to give some space. In order to give that space, as part of HTML, we are using ampersand NBSP, nothing but new blank space. Okay, new blank space. I'm giving that 2 blank spaces over here. I'm giving the 2 blank spaces. Ampersand NBSP semicolon. Okay, that means this is indicating 1 blank space. Okay, so like as 1 space bar. Once you click on space bar, 1 character space will be available. Like now, I'm giving some blank spaces, so that we can able to give some blank spaces between those links also. So in this case, whenever if you want to represent that command links, nothing but some hyperlinks on your Visual Force page, which is used to invoke some actions. Not only to redirect the user to a specific page, I want to invoke some actions, but that button should not be having the normal button style. It should be getting visible like as that hyperlink format. Okay, so that one we can able to use that command link tag. Command buttons, command link, both are same, just the appearance is different. The remaining thing will be same. Okay. Clear to now? Let me place this code. Okay. Clear? Up to now? Creating the page, creating the section headers, page blocks, page block buttons, page block sections, and the command buttons, and the command links. All these things. Comfortable as of now? How to write that code and what is the hierarchy of the tags, everything. Feeling comfortable? Okay. Next. So in tomorrow's session, we are going to be discussing about the concept of Visual Force controllers. As of now, we have placed the page block and the page block buttons in the page block sections. I have placed that. In this section, how to place the controls, text boxes, labels, how can be placed, how to invoke those actions. We'll see practically in tomorrow's session. In tomorrow's session, we'll see the concept of Visual Force controllers. There we'll see the concept of standard controller, custom controller, extension controller. When should we go for standard controller? When should we go for custom controller? When should we go for extension controller? Okay? So it's a common question in every interview. What exactly is standard controller, custom controller, and the extension controller? And when should we go for standard controller? When should we go for custom controller? When should we go for extension controller? It's a common question in every interview. Without these controllers, we can't implement even a single Visual Force page also. You should be aware of which controller we need to use. Okay? So we'll see. So what exactly in the standard controller, in the custom controller, in the extension controller, when should we use the standard and the custom and the extension we'll see, and then we'll see how can you place the text boxes inside your result first. You will see practically. Okay. Slowly we'll see how can we implement the detail page also, edit page also, how to perform the actions, how to design the related list also, tabs, tab panels, and then related list, everything we'll see practically one by one. Once we are done with that standard controller, then we'll move forward to the custom controller, and then finally we can go with the extension controller. After that, we are having some more features are available as part of Visual Force, which are very, very important, like as the user mode and the custom mode concepts, view state concepts, page redirection, how to redirect the user from one page to another page, upon redirecting, how to pass the values by using query string, how to design our own the paginations in Salesforce, how can we implement the wrapper classes in Salesforce, and then how can we go with the action controls, that means Ajax request, that means asynchronous operations I want to perform. Like as automatically it has to refresh the page for each and every fraction of seconds. Like as when I go to the cricket board scoreboard, for every fraction of seconds it will keep on refreshing automatically. How to perform those kind of actions, we'll see practically with the help of the action controls. Okay, that is the most important feature as part of your Salesforce, as part of Visual Force programming. We'll see all these things, all these concepts also one by one. Okay. So once we are done with the Visual Force programming, then we will move forward to the concept of batch programming, scheduling, flex queues, queuable interface, future methods. After that, we'll finally go with the triggers concept. Okay. Clear up to now? Do the practice on this one. Okay, do the practice on this one so that you can feel comfortable with the tags and the properties. If you are facing any difficulty upon writing the code, okay, just take the screenshot of the error message and then copy that code, paste into that email notification, send it to me. I think everybody is having my email ID, so send it to me here. So now don't waste that time. Okay. So if you are able to use this tags perfectly, then further concepts are very easy for you, or else it will be difficult to understand. Okay? Because when moving forward, every example we are going to design the Visual Force page only. There we have to use these tags or to follow this hierarchy. If you are comfortable with this hierarchy, then only remaining concepts are very easy for you, or else it will be difficult to understand. Okay? So please go through these tags and their properties and design some user interfaces, and then feel comfortable. If you are facing any difficulty, then let me know. Okay?